Streaming, it's going on. Just give me a minute. Going on. Just give me a minute. Yeah, we can start. We will start. Please take asana. Bring your mind to the here and now. Observe your breath. Allow your body to relax. Allow your facial muscles to relax. We will chant Om 3 times, followed by Sahana Bhavatu. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hello, everybody. So, today we start the session, a study on Atma Bodha, which is like a fundamental text to understand the depths of our scriptures, the Vedanta, the Upanishads. Shankaracharya, he brought it down, he had written the commentaries for the 10 Upanishads, and after that he just decided that, for the newcomers, for the ones who are like the beginners in it, certain parts have to be directly going to an Upanishad may be difficult. Certain things have to be elaborated, have to be defined before, the understanding can be given. And that's how this Atma Bodha, he put it together. So it's called a Prakarana Grantha. It means it's nothing new is being given, but it is just whatever is being given, has been given in the Vedas, has been simplified in this. There's no new idea of Shankaracharya himself in this. And what is the purpose of these scriptures is, it is even Upanishads or all of these, the purpose of this is a rediscovery of the self. The aim is a rediscovery of the self, a self-exploration. Okay, an exploration of the self to rediscover. We have a certain image of ourselves. Is that what it is? Or is it something different? We delve into ourselves to rediscover this. The way we will be going ahead with the classes today is largely going to be, we will go through some introduction to that and actually start probably, we will see how we have the book It's the Atma Bodha book, which by Swami Chinmayanandaji. He's written the commentary for that. Very beautifully, he has explained what Shankaracharya has broken it down and elaborated what Adi Shankaracharya has written to bring it down to our levels even further. And we will go through that to, get a glimpse into ourselves through this course. For us, this is a course of getting in touch with myself. It's as simple as that. We are, with the help of the text, we are going to get in touch with ourselves, but we will be doing a verse by verse study. We will study a verse, we will read a commentary, and we are just facilitators here. So this is a group study that all of us are doing together. I request all to keep yourself muted. Like I was saying, this is a group study. Okay, so we are all on a level plane here. All we are doing is facilitating the study, that's all. But we all share whatever, as we are going through the commentaries, the words of Gurudev Chinmayanandaji, we will reflect on those words, and whatever connections we make, whatever reflections we have, we share, and from each other's reflections we learn and we grow to discover our own self. So where the one thing is, it's not like a class where somebody is telling and the others are just listening. When we share, the thoughts in our mind get concretized in a way, and brings a certain clarity, even for me and for others. So the more we share, the more we learn. That's how I would like to start this. So to begin with, what we will do is, yes, we will. Vindhya, would you like to brief on? We would like, because it's a first class, we would like to have some sharings from you all, which Vindhya will now brief us on.
Like Aarti was just mentioning and explaining, what is the vision and purpose of this group, and why we want to come together to do this thing, like, have a study group. Largely, that so many participants, what I see now on the screen, mainly why are we here? The one reason that has brought us together is we are somewhere seeking answer or a solution to the question, who am I? Where is this I mean, is this what I carry with? What is that actually I call myself as I? When I say I, what is that is happening? And that itself, though it is a simple question, very profound question, this has so many dimensions to it to be explored. And as we go on saying, like we shed the layers, the way that it's, what can I say? Like, I'm just going, when I say I own something, who is that owning? Whether it is the body, the breath, mind, intellect, or the things around. So, this existential question of who am I, somewhere at some point would have hit us. Like, I would want to know answer to it or solution to it. Now this becomes our self analysis, and in this pursuit of self analysis, we might come across many things. We might come across tools in the external world which will actually contribute to our journey inwards. Now this group is one such thing, and in this group, the reflections are another form of tools. Now, one thing as we progress ahead, what we can say is, the more that we go on involving ourselves into the discussions on this forum, it should not lead us to what are we sharing, what is so and so person sharing, or is it like, their view? Is it that something that is the truth? No, these are reflections that are coming to us, and these reflections should become for us a stepping stone to implement, to move inwards. And now, having said this, what is that actually will lead us furthermore to the study, or why do we have to take Atma Bodha, or this group has started with Atma Bodha as the first the crux of the discussion, or the first primary book and all. See, like Arti was saying, when we say Shankaracharya or Bhagavad Padacharya, when he has started with this, ultimately the truth is the same. We all are seeking the same truth. Now, that might come through Guru Tattva, through Upanishads, that is the foremost form of the wisdom that we all are seeking. Now, we might not be ready to seek that kind of wisdom. So, where do we stand? Now we come one step down, and we might, seek somewhere in, other Puranas, Shastras, and all Vedas, Upanishads, rituals, everything. But there also we do not have a clarity. So, Bhagavad Padacharya, Shankaracharya, gives us one more step down. Okay, you can't, have a Guru Tattva, or Upanishad, or you can't even get these things, then come little more down, and then you can go to some of these Prakarana Granthas. And these Prakarana Granthas, when we say Prasthanatraya, after that Prasthanatraya also, Shruti, Smriti, and Nyaya Prasthana, even then we are not able to go to that level to understand all this. He has given the same wisdom sober down to meet the needs of the layman who is seeking an answer to this question through these Prakarana Granthas. And first and foremost of these Prakarana Granthas is Atma Bodha. Like the name of the text itself says, Atma Bodha, it is a treatise actually given by Bhagavad Padacharya. He is an epitome of that knowledge himself, and that is why it becomes easy for him to just say that what is the wisdom is he himself. So it is easy for him to do that Bodha, Atma Bodha. But for us, that Atma Bodha itself becomes a small baby steps towards what we are so far seeking, that inner truth. Now, in this journey, one more, before we go ahead and seek your reflections on what exactly brought you on this path, or vision of what you seek in this study group, and where do you want to, go ahead with this wisdom. Before we go ahead with these explorations, what I would want to request the group, or um, setting few foundation things for the study group to move smoothly is, let us all be very open and truthful for the reflections without being judgmental. Let the information, the wisdom flow. Let it be discovered. Let it be like going through many of the, churning what has to happen. And after that, let the actual wisdom, like when we churn the buttermilk, the butter just floats. Let the wisdom float for everyone, for us to actually imbibe and move from there. And having said that, any reflection that comes ahead cannot be same for all of us. Like I said earlier, it will only be a tool. The way that we want to use this tool for our inner growth, for our inner exploration, is completely personal. So let us not be in that mode, like, this is the same way that so and so person is proceeding, so it would be the same for all of us. So this exploration only will lead inner way, a different path to all of us. But one sure shot is, as we progress on this path, the feeling of freedom, the free feeling of that liberation will be same. The more that we grow to understand and move inwards, the more we feel that we are not constrained with anything, we are not burdened with the knowledge, but we are actually liberated with the wisdom. This is the feeling that most of us will have same, and that is what we are seeking in this also. So having said this, I would want all the participants to actually take a couple of minutes and share what is that inner seek, what is that actually brought you to this study circle, and what exactly is the exploration that you're looking forward to.
And what does it mean, self-exploration? What does self-exploration mean to you? That word in general as well.
Anyone can start.
Please just unmute and. Yes, Bhargaviji.
I'm artist student from past 3 years. I'm attending many classes. As we know that I am not the body, mind, intellect. All this, the main topic itself is self-knowledge, which says that I'm not all this, and the theoretical knowledge is imbibed. But I want to experience, I want to have a structured study of Vedanta. So when I saw this Atma Bodha, and I knew that this is the basic text, and I'm also attending one Chinmaya international class, this Atma Bodha. So I thought I will not miss any artist classes. That is the point one. And the second thing is to start from that alphabet ABCD, and to really experience what the self is, self exploration. That is the intention I have joined the class. Mainly, I do not want to miss following Aarti.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So I can go next.
Yes, Gautamji, please.
So since many years, one quest has been just to understand, where we are, what is reality, and one may lead an entire life without knowing it. So that is one curiosity and quest which has been there quite some time. The other is to actively engage in it. I see as the best use of time available and life available, because short of if I am not at the cutting edge research of quantum physics, then this is the best bet available to an ordinary person like me. Studying consciousness, which is directly available to us. So that's one curiosity to understand reality, and also the byproduct of this is also inward. So it also reduces suffering, helps with a lot of things, unnecessary, mental suffering, which I take on. So not only helps with that, also makes me a better person for people around me and the world. So that's my reason. And the last course of Vedantic life coaching, which I attended, it really helped, and that's why I was really looking forward to joining this.
Great. Maybe some point of time we will be able to connect to quantum physics too as part of Atma Bodha study in this group, hopefully. Yeah,
I can go next if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Namaskaram. Hi, Aarti again. As the first page of the book that Aarti has suggested says that we all go through the sufferings and sorrows, and nothing new for me or one particular person. But I think in my experience, what I've learned, the basic thing is whatever is happening externally, it's actually coming through deep within me. So my emotions, my thoughts are basically driving anything and everything around me, whether I'm feeling good, bad. The circumstances that are being created are actually coming from within me. That understanding is very clear, but when situations arise, to remember it all the time, that it's actually me, and at the same time go deeper within me and fix it. I think when we do meditation or when we are deeply connected to the self, we actually no matter how big we see outside, whatever the external situations are, it doesn't bother us. But the life situations don't allow us to be in that meditative state all the time. So I think my only strive and the goal of my life at this point is to actually be in that state where I'm always connected to the self and always realizing that whatever is externally happening is actually, as Sri Ramana Maharshi mentions it, and I've felt it in my own experience, that whatever people around me are coming or whatever they are saying is actually within me. That's actually a reflection of it, not actually those people are saying anything. So I just wanted to make it a reality of 24/7, maybe in this lifetime, and just wanted to see if this particular class can help me to actually remember and remind myself 24 hours that actually it's not me externally, it's within me and somehow connected to myself all the time. So that's the goal I'm seeking.
Wonderful. Good to know that. Next, anyone would go?
Namaste. I'm Ramchandran from staying reside now in Bangalore, and I have not. This is the first class of Sanatana Gurukulam group that I'm attending. I'm more or less very inquisitive and would like to not have any kind of expectations right now. I have nothing to expect. The moment I put certain targets and then this is what I want to discover, this is what it is, and if it doesn't happen, you may lose the interest and things like that. So at the moment, I have no expectation. I just wish to go with the flow, just enjoy, just be in that flow state. And then as you read, see, I have probably been associated with Swami Chinmayananda about 40-50 years back itself. I used to go as an youngster during my this thing, say when I was 20 years old. I used to go there because I was related to one of the people who are very this thing important in the mission who there. So I used to go to their house. Swamiji used to come, and then I used to ask certain questions. He used to answer. Still, it is very live in my mind, those the way he has answered and things like that. So then subsequently I used to Bhagavad Gita, Gita Jnana programs of Swamiji I have attended a number of times, and then other brahmacharis and other gurujis of the mission, they come and give pravachans, and I used to attend. Then subsequently, my professional activities and all, I got a little disconnect with the mission activities. I used to, but I knew about the value of being closely associated with Chinmaya mission and how much of wisdom and knowledge that we continue to get. I used to buy books, but I have never been able to find time to read. So probably, I think this was an opportunity where you have a class kind of a thing. This is a compulsion, and then you have recommended a book. I think that's probably one of the best ways to get into this material and then go through it. This will be a class wherein you need to read and then you need to reflect, and probably I believe there may be certain questions and answers and kind of this thing, things which you will expect.
No,
so that kind of an interactive course it is, and I have that kind of a feeling that it will be very useful. So at the moment, I don't have any expectation that I don't want to discover anything much more than what I am, who I wish to, all these things. Just the moment as we progress, things about wisdom and awareness will start coming in, and it should be enough for me at the moment. I have no other expectations right now. I'm in a comfortable state of happiness, so there is nothing much to be. This is what my expectations are.
Very glad to have you as part of this group, sir, because you have also been in touch with Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji himself, and very, very fortunate that you are also a part of this class. Thank you so much for being.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's so beautiful that there is nothing to seek, but you are just wishing to go with the flow. That sets the tone for the study group, actually. So, really blessed with that. Anybody else, please?
Just unmute yourself so that we can. Yes,
Hello, everyone. I'm a mother of 2 children, and I've known Aarti Madam from last 3 years. Before I attended the first course with Aarti Madam, I didn't even believe in God. But now the journey has been amazing, and the courses I've attended with her, such as Swadhyaya, Art of Parenting, all this have made me very strong as a person. I have a child who is having a mental health issue from last 3 years, and this content that I've learned from Aarti Madam has made me incredibly strong. So I'm a totally different person when I'm attending her courses, and so that is why I'm here. So I think it will help me be strong. Thank you.
I think it's about it has been an introduction to Vedanta. It's Vedanta which has benefited all of us, if we really look at it. It is that knowledge.
Okay.
That's what you're seeking again.
If not self-realization, at least it's making us very strong to face day-to-day life. Very peaceful.
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So like in school, sometimes we don't like certain subjects, but moment you get the right teacher, you instantly fall in love with the subject. So that has been a major turning point for me since I've met Aarti Madam and attended her courses.
That's wonderful.
Should we just name people in the interest of time? You could just quickly just unmute and. It's not a compulsion, but if you can, it'll be good.
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So we speak so much of self-awareness. When we do that very often, it's more from an external world perspective. We have to gain this kind of knowledge. It is essential, definitely, to thrive in this world, but we also should be aware that we are all on the same journey. The path may be difficult, it may be longer for somebody, shorter for somebody, but then we are all on this internal journey. So it's essential that we take steps every day, and like Lavina mentioned, every moment of our lives to be able to kind of get closer to the reality. So in that effort, I try to get into many of these groups and many of these discussions as much as possible, so that whatever I learn, again, there's no expectation, whatever I learn, because everything either is new or is something that we would be applying to what we already know. So the knowledge, how I can apply to some things, and definitely help me thrive in the world, and at the same time, not for a moment forget the actual path that I am on, or that I should be on. So that's what I really am seeking at. Thank you.
Great to know. Yes. Can someone take over?
I can share this. So my name is Dimple. I'm from Mumbai. I have associated with Aarti ma'am. So through her, I have joined here. So my only purpose is like, this is my interest to explore and to seek. So I'll meet a like-minded people at least once. I'll feel connected, belonged somewhere, somewhere you don't feel belonged some other place. So that is the reason I want to connect. So the learning will happen on its own when we meet such kind of people. There is no doubt. So that is the reason that I feel connected and I feel better when I join such classes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Who would want to go next? Yes, Kirti. Just a minute. Take your time, Kirtika.
Sorry, my son popped in at the correct time. I feel I have always had a lot more questions than answers, and it just kept taking me round and round. And I realized my own thoughts kind of, tend to shackle you a little bit more. And it just, but then I was thankfully introduced to Sanatana Gurukulam through the Art of Parenting course at a very, very crucial point for myself in my life. And then after that, it flowed into the VLC, Vedantic Life Coaching course. And there's a huge sense of freedom that I do feel right now. And I finally feel like the thought process, I feel more connected to myself with it. So that brings a lot of happiness. And I have like evidence from what my husband and my kids do tell me also. So I'm very happy about it. So I would just like to continue on this journey with people who I have grown to really appreciate in my life. So Aarti ma'am, Vindhya ma'am, thank you very much.
Looking forward to more of knowledge sharing and wisdom sharing on this platform too. Who would want to go next?
Okay.
Somewhere down, everyone has a seed that has been put along on the fertile soil of this consciousness, which is actually brought up this idea or all of us coming together to share this platform. So look forward to much more reflections and evolution of this path altogether. Also, there are many more things which you all have shared that let us hold on, like you all were saying, to that I. When we say you and external things, it is a multi-scattered awareness that we are in. But when we say I, somewhere we are moving to single-pointed awareness, that is only one faculty that we are focusing on, that is I. And this I is what we all are trying to explore now. So let us hold on to that. Let us move from multi-scattered awareness to single-pointed awareness, slowly, step by step. Yes. Looking forward to this journey. Yes, Aarti.
So, and many of you have been a part of many other programs also. Sudha, I see Kalpana, Chitra, all of you, Sandhya, and I'm sure all of this is just another quest, I'm sure. We're all on the path, and it's just that the same, it's all pointing to the same thing finally, to me. That's it. But in so many different ways. There's a Bhagavatam, there is true stories, then there is true Prakarana Granthas. So it is just the compassion of these our gurus who understand the world and understand the self, and hence directing and pointing us to the self constantly, and they understand the difficulties, in it, as Lavina very nicely was, how, it's so easy to move away from that self all the time when we get caught in the world. And out of their compassion to remind us in many different ways, so many granthas, so many scriptures they've given us, just out of their compassion, just to help this society. It's like, that loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Just for that one thing, this has been given. And it's wonderful. Yes, this satsanga, we come and we meet every week. That is like one booster dose every week to keep us reminded and to keep going. So with that, what we will do right now is we will get started with how many of you have the book today? Some of you do have the book. If you don't have the book, please open I have sent the pages on the WhatsApp. So you could just use those pages to read it as and when we go through. All right. And do please order the book. It's available on Amazon. It's also the Kindle version is available if you just want to go through the, soft copy, the e-version of it. So whatever you choose, it's fine. But if you have a hard book, typically it's good to write and make notes if you want and things like that. So it's up to you. So we will do, anybody who has a book, we will go through the introduction. Swami Chinmayanandaji Gurudev has given a beautiful introduction to the book, which kind of sets an objective for us as to why and what is this book, why we should read it, why it is necessary for humans like us, what is it that we are really seeking in some ways. So he has elaborated on that. So we will read his words and then discuss among ourselves whatever our reflections or takeaways are. Okay, so our Gauravji has the book. So would you like to start it? It's page number 1, the introduction, Gauravji.
Sure.
Yeah. You can read the whole first page.
Okay. So it says, no scientific textbook can be prescribed to the students without an initial chapter giving the definition of the terms and terminologies that are used in the body of the book. The scientist visualizes the world from his viewpoint. He sees those facts and truths which are not visible to others. Since he sees visions which are not the common property of all, in his language he will have to use unconventional words which have for him some special import and secret suggestions. If these extraordinary words are not rightly understood by the teacher and the taught, transfer of knowledge would be impossible. Therefore, in every textbook of science, the first few chapters describe the categories. Sufferings and sorrows form a part of life's games. There is none who has not undergone pressing agonies in his own day-to-day life, either physically, mentally, or emotionally. Yet, nobody seems to invite them. In fact, whatever we do is to avoid as far as possible this aspect of life coming in contact with us. The more we want to escape its cruel jaws, the more it takes an endless variety of subtler and sharper ways of attack. Physical ailments form but one tribe of hordes that barbarously...
Request all to stay muted, Sudhaji.
Physical ailments form but one tribe of hordes that barbarously attack us. Even more relentless and cruel are our mental sufferings. Should I stop here?
Yeah, we can stop here. But you can finish the whole paragraph, actually.
Sure. So as we progress in our knowledge of the curative processes for ameliorating the physical sufferings, we observe that the mind's ill health affects the body much more than what one could imagine. And this kind of suffering proves all the more difficult to deal with. Mental disintegration is more dangerous, for it brings about not only misery to the sufferer, but also a kind of dangerous disharmony in and excruciating intolerance with the surroundings of such an individual.
Gurudev is a he was a journalist, Swami Chinmayananda ji. So his writing is very beautiful, his usage of words and very precise in a lot of ways. So we could just share whatever our important takeaways, our understandings were from this. Just to give a bit of a start in the first stanza. First paragraph, I was just reading this. If these extraordinary words are not rightly understood by the teacher and the taught, transfer of knowledge would be impossible. I was even thinking when in the beginning we were talking about Prakarana Grantha and Prasthanatraya and all those words. Many people, it's like, oh, is this too much? Can I really take up this course? Is this, have I come to some place which is not really, if someone who is new to it, right? I can feel put off, can feel thrown away a little, right? So it is like that. So the general feeling we think is, oh, Vedanta is something too complicated, Baba. Okay, it is all very hi-fi or something like that. And out of their compassion, all of them have just, that's why it's like breaking it down, the scientific facts, and, breaking it down for us into simpler aspects. So is physical ailment more difficult or mental ailment? What do we feel?
Mental.
Of course, mental. This is an easy question. For us, at least.
Are they really separate?
I don't know. In my understanding, of course, yes. At least I feel so. The thoughts in this body. So, yes.
And they are separate.
Don't you think they're interconnected also?
Like we have that psychosomatic disease that, right? Something related it, whatever we think it manifests physically as well. So they are interconnected in some way.
And when I'm physically tired or physically more this thing, it also affects me mentally.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, let's get
mentally, if we are calm, even the physical injury will not matter many times. We can tolerate it. It is only mental disturbance which increases the physical pain or injury.
Okay, let's get into this observation if we can do it in a simple way. Just bring, maybe we all can try it. Just bring yourself to observe a thought which has been more disturbing to us. I wouldn't want any of us to get into a loop of disturbing thoughts, but some thought that would have disturbed us in any intensity. And now, just that you're focusing on the thought, what is happening to our breath? How is the breath moving? Or how are we breathing? And if we are able to bring to focus on the breath, what is happening to the physical body? Is there any little form of rigidity or some sort of constrictions that we feel physically? Just a mere observation. You can even keep your eyes closed and observe this for a minute or so. Take your own time, but this might be an observation. Just all of you can practice this. Take a minute's time. Very gently take your time. First your breath and then gently blink open your eyes. Take few seconds to comprehend everything. Only then, at your own pace, blink open your eyes. And now, once you are ready, if you feel, any one of you can share what your observation was for the past 1 or 2 minutes that you were in silence.
When we are in silence, our mind is less agitated. Body also feels rested. There is clarity in the thought process. Physically, even if there is pain, we don't feel the pain when the mind is less agitated.
Wonderful. Are you able to focus on the thought and that thought leading to these observations?
Yes.
Wonderful. Anybody else?
Namaste.
Yes, please.
While we are focusing on the breath, we are shuttling between the mental and physical elements. I think it is a door to go inside and something, because sometimes we are inside, sometimes we are outside. So I feel it is the breath who can, and as the mind agitated, naturally our respiratory rate increases, and when we calm, it goes down. So it is definitely a strong connection between the breath and the mental elements, and it is manifest physically.
Very good observation. Anybody else wants to come in? We can take one more or two more sharing.
I think I was, while going through this process of keeping calm, the mind closed, and in the sense my eyes closed, and then observing what is happening, I was able to, my mind went back to what Swamiji had initially taught us in a chart. That is the perceiver, feeler, thinker, using the instruments of objects, emotions, and thoughts. Experience the world of using the body, mind, and intellect. These are the instruments, and then he observes the world of objects, emotions, and thoughts. This is what the Swamiji had summarized in a nutshell, the whole experiences that we are going through. So as I was close and then doing it, I took some time to recall what was that chart which Swamiji had projected for us to understand the whole experiences that we are going through. So as I was trying to recall, I see that there's a little bit of a it's a kind of it is a small level of stress that is happening as I was closing my eyes and then seeing it. I thought, okay, I think suddenly what happened, what was it, whether it's PFT or BMI or OET, all these things, how it was framed and all, as I was closing. So I could see the breath was little bit hastening a bit. Then suddenly, I think my wife who was nearby, she was trying to enter the room. She said, "Are you sleeping?" I immediately laughed because she didn't know that what I was going through. Are you? I think you close your eyes and at this time you are sleeping and all. Then I felt like laughing. The moment I said, no, I'm going through a class and this is a small kind of exercise which the people who are leading the discussion, they are telling us and all, okay, then. So I immediately, the moment I laughed, I could see the breath has immediately relaxed. Then the little bit of a hastening or that rapid exchange of breath had immediately come down because I started laughing at her. Then I said, what is this you are telling me? I'm sleeping. So I think I could see the moment you put a little bit of stress on the mind to recall something, you tend to breathe a little more, and then the moment you start laughing at the unexpected exchange, then the breath relaxes. So this is a first experience that I could see right now.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Can I quickly, it's
Yes,
more
please.
of, observation at the same time, probably something that I'm trying to figure out for a little bit is, so Vindhya, I have known this or realized this that, if there are too many thoughts that you focus on your breath, it just calms down. It happens. And for some time, I'm just observing my breath on day-to-day life, like samyama sadhana sort of thing. So I'm well aware of my breath almost like I wouldn't say always, but most of the day when I'm aware. So thoughts are actually a lot of times I don't have many of thoughts other than having this thought that I don't have many thoughts. But when I think of the feeling, there's some strange feeling that pop every now and then. Maybe it's fear, anxiety, some kind of not very comforting feeling. It can be like painful feeling as well. And I try to observe it and think that like thoughts subside with observation of breath, maybe this feeling would also go. But actually, it doesn't happen quite like that. The feeling takes forever. A lot of time it never goes. Even if I sit with it for, let's say, half hour, 40 minutes. Sometimes I do alternative nostril as well to just feel that I'm completely with it. Still, it doesn't go quite easily. Have you guys felt similar thing or anything? You have any thoughts on it?
We will get to it. We will get to it.
Now we will be with the observation right now, Lavina. As we read through, we will, but that's a good observation. We have to know that it's the feelings which translate into thoughts. So somewhere we have it's after the feelings that the thoughts come. So, so we have our check over the thoughts, but the feeling is there because of some seed within. So, and we can just stay with that for now.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
hold my horses then.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hang in there.
Okay.
Yes, Anu.
So the disturbing thought I had is about future. I have certain fears about future for my child, and then closing my eyes and focusing on the breath disconnected my mind from that thought, and I could look at my fear or look at the thought in a very objective way, more logical way.
Could you sense anything in physical body, Anu? I mean, any observation? Did your actual observation seep to that level? Anything?
So when I thought about some disturbing thought, then my toes were very rigid, and it went a little more relaxed. When I'm focusing on the breath, the body loosened up.
Wonderful. Just to, having read the introduction part a bit, and we were just trying to explore this physically, mentally, or emotionally. What is that is happening? Whether there is a connect between these three first, and which one comes first, or which suffering, mental or physical, is more, is what the question we were trying to explore. And as a part of this exploration, these observation, whatever that we all have shared now till now, brings us to only one point, that mind, the mental faculties, our breath, and our physical frame or the body are all connected. So the minute that it might not be like, we have series of thoughts or loop of thoughts or leading to one loop of thought, or it might be like jumping from one thought to the other. It might be happening. But the minute that we could focus on breath, the intensity and the frequency of the thoughts are coming down, and rigidity or so called, like, little stiffness in the body is coming down. This also was shared by one of the participants, that breath becomes the bridge for the body and mind. This is also part of the observation that we can jot down for today's session, that we have explored certain thing. So as a part of introduction, maybe as an observation, we can just right now, with all our observation, hang in with the point that physically, mentally, we are interconnected. The question, who am I, when we are dealing with this, when we come across this mental and physical faculties, they are interrelated, or that is where the exploration also starts. That is where we can right now stay in our observation and go ahead exploring furthermore. Is Aarti, you want to add something to it?
When we are, so this is, there are mental, there are physical, there are many different types of, so the word suffering and sorrows form a part of life's game, as it is said, right? So as a part of this, we just observe. So when we start observing, it is also, we have, the tapatraya, you have the Adi Devika, Adi Baudhika, and Adi Adhyatmika sufferings. So certain things are beyond you. Like a corona happens, like an earthquake happens, like the weather, which creates some problem. There are certain things which are beyond me, which is Adi Devika. Adi Bautika are the people around me, that is happening around me. It could be the people, it could be certain situations in my life at that, And then there is the Adhyatmika, which is my own accumulations, my own internal feelings, my own baggages that I have collected over time because of my likes and dislikes. We have the sufferings are many different in different ways, right? But so, and it is a part of life. Now to look at this, our whole aim of doing this is whether to look at this as a mountain or as a molehill. That, see, even when somebody is a good sportsman, what do when they see a hurdle? They look at, okay, how fast should I run? How many steps should I take? How high a leap should I take? What is the speed with which I should run? But one who is not very good at that game will just look at that hurdle and stop. It looks very big. It looks like a mountain. I can't cross it. I don't know. So here we are, the whole idea behind this, as Gurudev Chinmayanandaji is saying, it's that, we look at that hurdle, we run away. Can I try to cross it without feeling overwhelmed? More like a challenge with excitement, like an exploration, like an opportunity to grow. Any hurdle that comes my way is not a hurdle on the way. It is an opportunity for me to hone myself. So in that process here, this observation of, how they are all, my body, my mind, and that prana, which is the conduit between these two, the more, at this point in time, that breath becomes my anchor in a lot of ways. And so for this week, yes, that connection that we have spoken, we can be with that anchor of that breath and observe and shift. Observe the thoughts and shift our thoughts to see, is this a challenge? Instead of looking at something as a difficulty, as a suffering, look at it as an opportunity to grow. I learned to overcome this. Why is this feeling there? Why am I not still ever? No questions. I'm just with it. It's there. I accept it. Wholesome. It's there. It's there for a reason. It's fine. I'm happy. My hand is there for a reason. My leg is there for a reason. My feeling is there for a reason. It's there. And I'm just there with that breath. Let the breath flow. And to also, one very important factor is we tend to do the wrong kind of breathing, chest breathing. To focus when you're on breath, abdomen breathing. As you breathe in, the abdomen comes out. As you breathe out, the abdomen goes in. That is what really what do you say? Circulates the oxygen to the best in the best possible way to all parts of the body. Otherwise, it's like in stress mode when we do chest breathing, always. So when we are saying focus on your breath, also focus. Just as you breathe in, feel the abdomen coming out like it is a balloon. And as you breathe out, the balloon is deflating, the abdomen going in. So you can do this, understand that this is the conduit between the body and the mind, and feel the body relax with every mental suffering that goes on. Becomes an opportunity.
Also, as a part of Tapatraya, Adi Bhautika and Adi Daivika are something that is out of our, it's not in our hands to actually deal with it. But Adhyatmika is somewhere very minimally. Maybe when we explore more about karma, we will be more clear about whether it is really in our hands. But right now, with our just that we are starting, we are beginning this journey. Adhyatmika is something that our focus is right now, and Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika should not fuel our Adhyatmika quest, which means that the stress due to, or that when we say Adi Daivika, Adi is the mental stress that we are carrying, it translates to that, and Daivika or Bhautika, that will be there. It is an external thing that is happening, but that should not add on to Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika, whatever is coming, it should be only one, that is exploration of self. It should not be fueled by these things, or I should rather say, it should not be curbed by these things. That Adi Daivika or Adi Bhautika become an obstacle for our Adhyatmika quest. Like, Adi, Atmika, when you say the stress of the Atma should be only one. That is to find the solution to the answer that who am I and why am I really here, or what is that purpose. But it should not be fueled by these thoughts of, like, whether it is corona or some neighbor creating a problem to me, or my dog is not doing well. These are all there. They are there as Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, but Adhyatmika is purely self-exploration. So when I say I'm feeling the suffering within,
all of this, I do what is needed, but within I'm calm.
That within should not fuel our internal quest. That is a different thing, exploration. As a part of karma, we are still dealing with Adi Daivika and Adi Bhautika challenges that are coming across. So this is what one more clarity that we can, seek as part of Tapatraya, that is Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, and then Adhyatmika. Should we stop here?
I think we should close. Yeah, we will close the session. We will meet again next week. Be with these thoughts. So two things. One, in a nutshell, just two thoughts. One is the Adi Daivika and the Adi Bhautika do not curb our quest to be with the self, the seeking within. They do not come in the way of that. And the second is the breath is my anchor, or the conduit between my body and the mind. For this week, I'll anchor myself in my breath for now. We'll close the session. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyanto, ma kaschid dukkha bad bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you so much.